In this video, we're going to learn about mutually exclusive events. So, events which are mutually exclusive are events which cannot happen both. Okay, so some examples of that. Well, if you roll a dice, it's impossible to get a 2 and a 6 at the same time. So rolling a 2 and rolling a 6 on the same dice are mutually exclusive events. Other ones, well, at least where I live, it's impossible for there to be a heat wave and a snowstorm at the same time. So snowstorms and heat waves are mutually exclusive events. On my way to work, I'm sometimes late and I'm sometimes not, but those two things are mutually exclusive because you can't be late and not late at the same time. Okay, now we can represent these graphically as follows. If you have a Venn diagram, if events X and Y are mutually exclusive, it means there's no intersection. So it means your two bubbles do not intersect at all, X and Y. Now there might be some other event which does intersect both of them. That's fine. It's just that they don't intersect each other. Now, a lot of people mix up mutually exclusive and independence. Remember, independence means they have no effect on each other. Mutually exclusive means they have a massive effect on each other. If one happens, the other one never happens. So it's like a really extreme form of non-independence. Let's have a look at a question that brings together everything we know about independence and mutually exclusive events. All right, so a lot of information here. Probability of A is 0.35, probability of B is 0.45, probability of C is 0.2, probability of A and B is 0.13. Given that A and C are mutually exclusive and that B and C are independent, draw a Venn diagram representing the information. Okay. So if they are, let's start with the mutually exclusive events A and C, because if they're mutually exclusive, it means they have no overlap. So I should start by drawing a couple of regions which don't intersect. So let's have A here and C here. So no intersection there. Now B, as far as we know, could intersect with either of the others. So I'll draw B intersecting like that. Right, let's see what I can fill in now. Well, I'm just told straight out that probability of A and B is 0.13. So that's this region here. Now I'm also told that the probability of A is 0.35. And since I've already got 0.13 of it, I can do 0.35 minus 0.13 and I get 0.22 is what's left over so that A adds up to 0.35. I also know, what else do I know? Well, there's not a great deal else that I can fill in immediately, but I can use the fact that B and C are independent, because if they're independent, then the probability of B and C is the probability of B times the probability of C. Now, the probability of B is 0.45 and the probability of C is 0.2. So we can just multiply those two together. And what we get when we multiply those two is 0.09. So now I know what the probability of B and C is. I know what the intersection is, so I can fill that in. 0.09. Okay, well, since C is 0.2, and I've already got 0.09 of it, I can just do 0.2 minus 0.09 and get 0.11 as my probability of this little region. And finally, I know that B, all of B, should add up to 0.45. So that means that I just need to do 0.45 minus the little region of B here, which is 0.13, and minus the little region of B here, which is 0.09. All of that gets me 0.23, so that's what goes here. Finally, in order to complete the Venn diagram, I just need the outside region, which is 1 minus all of the stuff I've got in my Venn diagram. And the reason for that is the long known fact that all of your probabilities should add up to 1, and we get 0.22. All right, so there's the completed Venn diagram now. And from that, there could be all sorts of questions working out different probabilities or determining whether A and B, for example, are independent. There's lots of things we could ask from this point. But I hope that was useful to see a question where we used both independence and mutually exclusive events in order to complete our Venn diagram.